I'd like to introduce our second youth speaker, Grace Padilla. Grace is an honor student at Tri-City College Prep High School. She has been a straight-A student since 5th grade. She has memberships in National Honor Society, as well as National English Honor Society, Science National Honor Society, Mu Alpha Theta, which is a National Math Honor Society, and Tri-M, an International Music Honor Society. At school, she is involved in the music program as both a vocalist and a pianist. She is also active in the robotics club and college bowl competition. Last summer, she was accepted into the Summer Scrubs residence camp operated by the University of Arizona. In the community, she volunteers in such organizations as Make-A-Wish, American Cancer Association Relay for Life, and Retinoblastoma of Arizona. Because she is constantly giving back to her community, she has been recognized by Rotary for a Rotary Youth Leadership Award 3 years in a row. Her community service goes beyond her compassion for victims of cancer to helping the Yavapai Community Humane Society CAT foster program and to tutoring others in her school and community. Here is Grace Padilla.
What does freedom mean to me? That's a hard question to answer, not due to lack of thought, but because I don't know what it's like to live in a land where we don't have freedom. My name is Grace Padilla, and I'm a senior at Tri-City College Prep High School. At my school, my favorite subjects are math and science, and I'm in the middle of applying to many different colleges in hopes of pursuing a degree in neuroscience or physiology. Then I hope to go on to medical school and become a medical doctor. In addition to this, I absolutely passion music. I've played piano since I was 5, guitar since I was 10, and I've been singing since the day I could talk. Music has always been something that makes my life better, whether it's listening to it or playing it. Both of my parents helped me to cultivate my love for music, but especially my dad. When I was 4 years old, my dad was deployed to Kuwait for 8 months. He was a chief petty officer in the U.S. Navy. Both of my grandparents also served our country. My paternal grandfather was a private in the U.S. Army, and he joined at the conclusion of World War II. My maternal grandfather was lieutenant commander of the U.S. Navy, and he served in both the Korean and Vietnam War. From a very young age, I saw my father go off and protect his nation. Although I didn't understand it at the time, I look back at those days and I see what a hero my father is. He went over to help set up the communications systems over there, which took about 5 months. So for 5 months, I only spoke to my dad once a week, and after that, it was through video recordings that we would send each other. My father was on the other side of the world being a hero, and I knew that. But as I grew up, I saw that my mom was also a hero, especially during those 8 months. She held down the fort back at home, she provided us with food, a home, and most importantly, she provided us with love. For this reason, and many others, I consider both of my parents to be my personal heroes. The right of freedom has been a part of my life since before I can remember. When I was 2 years old, I was diagnosed with retinoblastoma, a childhood eye cancer. Because of freedom, my parents had an important decision to make. How do you treat cancer for a child who has no say in the matter? My parents had different approaches for how they wanted to treat this sickness, but eventually they made the decision to remove my eye. I've now been living almost 15 years cancer-free. I've never had a reoccurrence or any other secondary cancers. I lost my eye, but I kept my life, all because my parents had the freedom to discuss and choose what they felt was best for me. Starting my sophomore year, my life changed dramatically. I became a part of Rotary Youth Leadership Awards, which is a leadership camp that's put on by the Rotary Club once a year. This club has taught me about endless ways to help change nations. Along with amazing service opportunities, this camp has given me insight to an entire new world. I've met some astounding students from all over the world because of youth exchange. I've also had the pleasure of being friends with students who are currently studying abroad and having the time of their lives. None of this would be possible without the freedoms that you veterans have fought so hard for. You may be wondering why I'm telling you so much about my life. Well, that's because my life wouldn't be my life if it weren't for freedom. I could stand here in front of you today and quote Patrick Henry by saying, "Give me liberty or give me death." I could give you a history lesson of all that our wonderful country has done to ensure that we, as human beings, are free. I could stand here and remind you that we have men and women across the world right now fighting for freedom and democracy. But that's not what freedom is. That's how we achieved it. To me, freedom is being able to wake up in the morning and see my mom's smiling face as she tells me good morning. Freedom is being able to go out with my sister and spend an afternoon eating lunch at our favorite restaurant and talking about who's going to eat that last piece of cake and what we want to do with the rest of our lives. Freedom is being able to tell my friends about my ideas of the world and have them take it all in and listen, then explain to me their beliefs. It's being able to come home after a long day, hug my family, and tell them I love them. Freedom is saying, I want to be a doctor, then applying to the best schools in the country in hopes of pursuing my dream. Freedom is being able to have dreams, and better yet, have those dreams come true. Truth be told, the list could go on forever. I'm so thankful for my life. I've been beyond blessed to be born into a wonderful family, in a wonderful town, in a wonderful country, and into a struggling world where I can be proud to say that my country, our country, is trying to make it right. I'd like to take a moment and thank you all. Thank you for your sacrifices for our country, and thank you for your families for their sacrifices as well. I also want to thank my grandparents for what they've done for our country, and I'd also like to thank my father. So thank you, Dad, for going across the world and fighting for our country, but more importantly, thank you so much for coming home safely. Thank you all for letting me speak to you today. Thank you for my freedom. You know, not all heroes have capes and can fly, but that doesn't make them any less of a hero. You are our heroes, and I am forever grateful for you. Thank you.